Minnesota was promised to us Somalis 3,000 years ago. And if you disagree, you're an anti-Kushite bigot and you need help immediately. Also, if you read Genesis 12:3, it says that those who bless Somalis will be blessed, and those who try to harm them will bring harm upon themselves. I didn't say that. Genesis 12:3.
So just last year, the Somalis was riding high out there in Minnesota and in many places across America, in Seattle, Washington, in Portland, Maine, Columbus, Ohio, and other cities across America. Man, they was getting that money. Man, they was funneling all through their communities. And they were online all day calling into Tariq Nasheed's show, man, talking big stuff, knowing that they was running their community based off of fraudulent money. Now, are there some good Somali people? Absolutely, there's some good Somali people, right? But again, they're being overshadowed by the criminality that's being exposed now within their communities, and it went on silent ears. And the ones that wasn't committing the crimes didn't say anything. Y'all benefited from it. They were stealing money. Now they're being exposed, right? They made deals with the W man and W woman thinking that that W woman and W man would cover them. No, when things hit the fan, you know what they did? They put you Somalis out in front. But y'all was online talking about us, calling into shows where you should have just mind your business. When we start calling out these tethers, Tariq didn't make none of y'all call up. Tariq didn't tell y'all to call up and say anything. Y'all chose to call up because you don't see yourself as black. You see yourself as Cushites, as Semites, right? You see yourself as these Arabs are your cousins, and the small hats are your family. Like you guys are all connected. So you see yourself as them, not as anything connected to us. And that's why when he was calling out the tethers, you took umbrage with it and you was offended, right? And you would call up to Tariq Nasheed and talk like this.
What did Obama do for you guys?
Ilhan Omar is up there with a white man. Ain't nobody thinking about her. She's not the leader of nobody. Nobody's thinking about her. She just has a good job, thanks to Foundation of Black Americans putting her in office. Sir, stop it. What leader do you have? Y'all have to come over here to come up. You see how that works? Y'all got to come here to come up. Y'all got to come among us. Even Obama. He's kindred. He's not Foundation of Black America. Notice you always got to come around us to come up.
Tariq, our nation is strong. You guys have no nation.
No, sir. The smell is strong. That's the only thing that's strong. The smell is strong. We as Foundation of Black Americans are the only true culture that's really significant globally, if you want to be real, sir.
You can keep talking, but you guys are fighting over colors, blue and red. That's ridiculous.
Sir, your stereotypes are outdated. There are no crippin' blood battles like that no more. You're using old white supremacist 1980 stereotypes. The Crips and Bloods don't even get down like that no more, sir. This is how out of touch you are with real culture.
I'm just trying to help you out. You guys are my people, so I'm trying to help.
Sir, anybody who fled from their homeland cannot help me, sir. You couldn't even help yourself. You got people over there with their stomachs sticking out and flies on them. You can't do anything for me.
The media tell you that? So the media told you that?
No, the fly came over and told me that. The fly just told me where they came from, and they said, wasn't no food, so they had to fly away. No media told me nothing, sir. And you told me that, too, because you fled. The fact that you here is telling me that, too. Turn your microphone on, sir, or did your prepaid minutes run out?
Yeah, pretty funny. What are you doing so far, huh? Besides writing dumb books like Breaking Something.
Best-selling book, sir. What I'm not doing is fleeing. I'm staying on my ancestral homeland that my ancestors built, sir. And I'm respecting them by keeping up their honor and not running like a punk.
And see, it got so bad because what they did was they looked at the small hat community and they tried now to run and say that Minnesota is their promised land. The Americas were their promised land, and it's in the Bible. And if you say anything up with that, then you're being anti-Shemitic. You're being these because they consider themselves those people, right? They trying to play you. So they're saying that this is their birthright. Now, mind you, like I said, nobody made them call up to Tariq. But they was doing other stuff, right? They're Muslim clerics, those Muslim imams, they was inside the masjids, and they were saying very, very, very disparaging things about us. I mean, horrible things about us. Just think about it. If we are the people that was robbed of a thorough knowledge of self, we lost our religion, our culture, our God. So y'all say, right? When y'all come over here, why do y'all talk down to us? You have to be a real devil to know that we come from this. And then you would be behind in a religious setting, right? Talking down to a people that you know that have been victimized. That ain't the word of Allah. That ain't what Allah is telling you to do. So you would be in the cook bar teaching that people that you know were victimized, You will be talking down on us using the same W supremacist point, and you think that these are good people, right? When they talk like this?
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand.
And he was like, you guys don't assimilate to our culture.
They're always mad about something.
Yeah, they're always mad. I'm so sorry that we're not like assimilating to your victimhood because we don't come from that like type of culture.
You don't come
came
from
here, built businesses, put people in governed positions and mayors and Congress people, and you're mad that we're able to do that in 30 years, and it took you guys 300 years to even be recognized as human beings. You were 1/5 of a freaking human being, and you're angry that we were able to do that in 30 years.
Now, putting aside the obvious anti-Blackness that is coming from both of those statements, that is what they teach in their churches. That is how they speak about the Black community on their lives.
So we don't know our fathers, right? We're jealous of them. We're upset because what took them 30 years to do, it took us 300 years to do. This is the stuff that they're saying. Because what I said in my live stream earlier, they don't know our contributions. They don't know that if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't even be here. The way that they're being treated now is the way we was treated for years. And when we fought, see the difference between them, when we fought, when my grandparents and your grandparents and FBA grandparents fought, we fought for everybody, for the world, for humanity. We fought for them all. You people out there only fight for your group. And that's why FBA exists. Because we're tired of mentioning everybody else. And all you do is give us your behind the kiss. That's why FBA exists. We're tired of it. We're saying enough is enough. And that's what we're saying. Right? Because you guys can't come on here and you don't identify as Black. You don't identify with us. You think that you're better than us. You look down on us. You say that we born to 80% of us is born to one night stands. We're lazy. We're everything, right? But you ain't doing none of this in your country. So you flee your country and come here to commit criminality. Come here to commit crime. So bad that the governor himself is not running for re-election or historic third term because the fraud is too widespread. The fraud is too rampant. He can't get out from under it. There's no way in the world he can run for a re-election when you got all this fraud stuff going on and you got the whole city, the whole state of Minnesota in turmoil. There's no way he can run because they signed off on this. They allowed it to happen. These immigrants cannot come here and access that much money without you guys signing off and getting kickbacks for it. Getting kickbacks for it. So now your governor's doing this.
September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor. And I have every confidence that if I gave it my all, we would win the race. But as I reflect on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year.
So it's so bad that the U.S. governor has to step down. Has to step out of the way and not run for his historic term, which he said that he would win. It's too bad. You got all kinds of unalivings going on up there in Minnesota because the president has to send troops up there to rid themselves of these Somalis that's causing all these issues, right? But now, with all this stuff going on now, all of a sudden the Somalis want to identify as Black. Now they're calling for a truce. Ilhan Omar came here and got a W husband, right? She didn't get a Somali husband. She got a W husband because they suffer from that crackatosis as well, just like everybody else. Yes. Acute W affinity syndrome. Yes. Right? And now she's under the microscope because they say, how did she acquire this $30 million in X amount of time? So, because she's extremely filthy rich. Right? But now they're calling a truce. And they're looking over to the Black community for help. Because the president's going to be here for another 3 years. And the onslaught is just going to continue. Right? So now they're calling up to Tariq Nasheed now with a change of heart talking like this.
Well, you know, we're getting hit from all corners, as you can see, Tariq. So I came up to, and I know another Somali already came up to you couple of weeks ago, talking about a truce between FBAs and Somalis. I think this is a right opportunity for us to go under like a truth agreement where, we don't take shots at each other, because as Somalis, we're taking a lot of hits right now from all corners of the globe, and we would like you to at least be neutral in this situation.
We are. We're very indifferent. We're not, we're just sitting back chilling because y'all told us that, you guys work hard and we're lazy and we need to learn from you. So that's what we're doing. We're sitting back learning.
So, they because they know that we are the only group that get things popping here in this country. We're the only group that sacrificed damn near everything so that you guys can come here and have everything. I'm gonna say it again. We are the only group that sacrificed damn near everything so you can come here and have everything. But they wasn't finished. They was calling into Tariq like crazy.
The biggest fear is, as Black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now Black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad. And people got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled. And y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you worked and how lazy we were. And we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And can I say something? Do you know, I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that, the current political system in America, and maybe Black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winsome Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed, so it ain't really working out like they wanted to work out. So, hey man, it's cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and Black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We start a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here and they look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global Black unity, and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense has stopped. And then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get out and, let's break bread.
So Tariq Nasheed set the record straight. Y'all already got the tribal nonsense over in your own country, and then you come here and you start having tribalism against us because you don't have no problem with the W, man. Your problem is with people that look like me, other brown and black people, other black people. Now, I ain't talking about, when I say brown, I'm not talking about the Latin, I'm talking about us, right? You got a problem with us, right? You come here and you automatically thumb your nose up at us and say we don't work hard, not those, you know what? You got all kinds of names for us, right? So now you want us to fight. And I told you guys, everybody else can fly their flags. Everybody else can push their culture. But you ain't supposed to do none of this. You're supposed to shut up and let everybody come in your house and put their feet up. Let everybody call you names. Let everybody extract from your culture, right? Just let it happen. And the minute you lift up your head and say, yo, we FBA, we doing for ourselves, hold your own, you know what? Now it's something we a problem. But y'all was trying to take hip hop from us. Our contributions never get mentioned. You talking about our reparations. You talking about all the things that you're doing in this country, but you forget that we're the ones fighting. We were the ones fighting for you to come here to even achieve in this country. So again, as long as we're being dysfunctional, you can be profitable. But the minute we lift up our head and say we're no longer letting you open up our window and steal stuff out, we locking the window, we closing the doors, and we checking ID at the door now, right? And when your ID check out, we checking out your character as well to make sure that you're worthy of being a part of the group. We ain't rocking with that no more. So a lot of y'all still want to hold on to Pan-Africanism and a lot of the old school black talking points. It don't work. Look at our communities. Look at the disarray that we're in. It don't work. We're changing the narrative, right? So now all of a sudden, y'all want to run over here and eat humble pie. Y'all want to call up Tariq and ask for help. Why y'all weren't asking for help last year when we was trying to warn y'all? Think about this. Somalis in Minnesota and Jamaicans in Philadelphia and everywhere. You're not running for your life from black Americans. Black Americans ain't unaliving you. Black Americans patronize your store. Black Americans, you come into our communities, we're not running you out of our communities. So why do you think that way about us? You guys, it's the W folk that don't want you in their communities. We ain't the one, think about this. We ain't even the ones kicking you out the country. That has nothing to do with us. You chose to get in bed with them. And now you're figuring out who they really are. So don't be mad at us. Don't come over here looking for us for help. Because when we tried to warn you, you thumbed your nose up at us and you thought you was better. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.